Hello. In our today's lecture, we'll be studying about solid waste management. Moving towards the content which we are going to cover in today's lecture under solid waste is first we are going to study about solid waste management, type of solid waste, its waste management, and the methods which we can opt for waste disposal. Coming to the solid waste management, the term solid waste management refers to the collection, treatment, disposal, and procedures for the solid wastes. Wastes that are gathered from various sources and are disposed of through the waste management processes, which involves collection, transportation, treatment, analysis, and its disposal. Now, since it's a serious worldwide problem as it causes both water and air pollution, it shows its direct effects on health, economic growth, and degradation of the environment of any country. It can lead to the pollution of the environment and outbreak the vector-borne diseases. Vector-borne diseases, those are the diseases which are spread by rodent and insects. Now, since coming to the briefing about the solid waste management and its impact, hazardous impact, let us get into more about the solid waste. It can be in any form. It can be non-liquid, it can be non-soluble material ranging from municipal garbage to industrial waste that sometimes contains complex or hazardous substances. It includes domestic waste, sanitary waste, commercial waste, institutional waste, catering and market waste also. Biomedical wastes and e-waste are also categorized under solid wastes. Several tons of garbage are left over on the streets of most of the developing countries. And it acts as a breeding ground for the pests that spread diseases. It obstructs the sewers and causes other infrastructure issues. If we currently see the status of solid waste in our country, in India, India produces around 277.1 million tons of solid waste every year, which is likely to touch 387.8 million tons in 2030 and 543 million tons could be reached by 2050 due to its rapid urbanization, population growth, and economic development. Now, if we classify or go into before treating the solid waste or managing the solid waste, we must understand what are the various types of solid waste. So, solid waste could be categorized into two sections, origin based and content based. If you see about the origin based, how these solid waste are being originated, they could be in residential areas, commercial areas, institutional areas, biomedical facilities, municipal areas, industrial areas. It could be a agriculture waste also, and it could be found in open areas also. These are the origin in which we can find it. Now, coming to the content based, what are the contents that particular solid is containing? It could be garbage, it could be acids and residues, it could be combustible and non-combustible also. Bulky wastes are also included under solid waste, street waste, dead animals. Construction and demolition waste is one of the major waste which is going due to the raise in the infrastructures of any nation or the city. Hazardous waste and sea-based waste. So after moving into the various categories, learning the various categories of solid waste, or we can go into detail like if we talk about the residential waste, it refers to the waste from dwelling apartments, etc., and consists of leftover foods, vegetable peels, plastic glasses, metals, papers, cloth, and yard waste. If we talk about the commercial, it could be the leftover food, glasses, or metals, and they can be generated from the stores, restaurants, markets, hotels, motels, and auto repair shops also. If we talk about the institutional solid institutional waste mainly consists of paper, plastic, glasses, which are generated from educational and administrative and public bindings such as schools, offices, prisons, etc. If we talk about the biomedical waste refer to the waste generated from medical facilities such as clinics, hospitals, and pharmacies. They may include human or animal parts, blood, surgical instruments, needles, etc. Municipal waste include dusts, leafy matters, building debris, treatment plants, residual sludges, and they are generated from various municipal activities like construction and demolition, street cleaning, landscaping, etc. Now, if you talk about the industrial waste, the various waste generated from the industries like construction industries, chemical industries, and all those chemical activities which are producing waste are categorized under industrial waste. Now, since agriculture is one of the major role or area in our country, then agriculture waste may be categorized as spoiled food grains, vegetables, agriculture remains, litters, and they all are generated from fields, orchards, and vineyards and farms, etc. If we talk about the open area waste include waste from areas such as streets, police parks, vacant lots, playgrounds, beaches, highways, and recreational areas. These were the topics under based on the solid waste based on the origin. Now coming to the solid waste based on the composition. Now first one is garbage. If we talk about garbage, it refers to the animal and vegetable waste resulting from the handling, sale, storage, preparation, and it may comprise of the various organic matter which produces an obnoxious odor and attract rats and other vermins. It is therefore spiral attention in storages, handling, and disposals. Next category is ashes and residues. These are the substance remaining from the burning of the wood, coal, charcoal, etc. And when these are produced in large quantities and small industrial establishment, the power generation of the plants and factories, these are classified as industrial waste. Ashes consist of fine powdery residue, cinders, and clickers, often mixed with small pieces of metal and glass. Now, combustile and non-combustile wastes. These are the wastes generated from household, institution, commercial activities, excluding food waste and other highly petricable materials. Typically, combusile material consists of paper, cardboard, textiles, even rubber, garden trimmings, etc. Non-combusile material consists of such items as glass, crockery, tin, aluminum cans, ferrous and non-ferrous material, and dirt. Now, if we talk about or move towards the bulky waste, these include large household appliances such as refrigerators, washing machine, furniture crates, vehicle parts, tires, wood, trees, and branches. Since these household waste cannot be accommodated in normal storage containers, they require a special collection mechanism so that they do not convert into a solid waste. A solid waste could be found in streets also, and they are termed as street waste. And they are collected from streets, walkways, alleys, parks, and vacant plots. Littering in public places, such as in widespread and acute problem in many countries, and a solid waste management system must address all these problems appropriately. The last but not the least, if we talk about the dead animals, with regard to municipal waste, dead animals are those that die naturally or accidentally killed on the road. This particular category does not include carcasses and animal parts and slaughterhouses, which are regarded as industrial wastes. Dead animals are divided into two parts, large and small. Among the large animals like horses, cows, goats, sheep, pigs, and if you talk about the small ones, they could be dogs, cats, rabbits, rats. The reason for this differentiation is that large animals require special equipment to lifting and handling when they are removed. If not collected promptly, the dead animals pose a threat to public health since they attract flies and other vermins as they decay. Their presence in public places is particularly offensive from the aesthetic point as well. Now, after knowing the various types of solid waste, let us talk about how this solid waste could be managed. That is waste management. So, waste management is nothing but generation, prevention, characterization, monitoring, treatment, handling, reuse, and residual disposal of these waste is termed as waste management. These are the various types of solid wastes, including municipal, residential, institutional, and commercial, agriculture, and special household hazardous waste also. Now, first of all, coming to the collection, transportation, and disposal. There could be three stages in solid waste management. We need to take care. That is, first of all, we need to collect it and then transport it to a particular section. And then, after taking up there, we can dispose the solid waste in the appropriate or the opted most adequate method which we can opt over there. Now, if we talk about the collection, hauled container system is one of the method and stationary container system is the second method. Hauled container, we disposed at the site, empty and return to the original form. While storage container remains at the same point of generation, except move to the curves or other location to empty it. Now, these are the methods of waste disposal. Solid waste could be in open area dumping and burning, landfills, one and the same, combustion, compositing can also be done, salvaging, that is, we need to reuse, recover the waste, then plasma gasification, and finally, one of the best method to treat waste is to avoid or waste minimization. If we talk about the landfills, we can see that landfill is most commonly used method of waste disposal used today, right? This particular process of waste disposal focuses attention on burying the waste in the land. Landfills are found in all the areas. And solid waste sanitary landfill processes is simple, clean, and effective. In this procedure, layers are compressed with some mechanical equipments and convert with the earth leveled and compacted. Now, a deep trench of 3 to 5 meters is excavated and microorganisms act on the organic matter and degrade them. In this procedure, both the depth is generally limited to 2 meters. Facultative bacteria hydrolyze complex organic matter into simple water-soluble organics. Now, if we talk about the second method, that could be combustion. Then combustion is a type of disposal method in which municipal solid waste are burnt at high temperatures. This is how you can see it's a boiler, and then it gets converted into residue and gaseous products. The biggest advantage of this combustion of this method is that it can reduce the volume of the solid waste to around 20 to 30% of the original volume, which decreases the space they take up and reduces the stress of the landfills. This procedure is also known as thermal treatment, where solid waste material are converted by combustion into heat, gas, steam, and even ashes. Moving towards the third method, that is compositing. Compositing is one of the easy and natural biodegradable procedure that takes organic wastes, the remains of the plant and garden and kitchen waste, and turn into nutrient-rich food to our plants. Composting naturally used for organic farming, which occurs by allowing organic material to sit in one place for months until microbes decompose. This is how you can see it. Compositing is one of the best methods of waste disposal as it turns unsafe organic products into safe compost. But one of the drawback of this particular method is that it is slow and takes a lot of space. This could be composting could be done by two processes, like first of all, open window compositing and mechanical. In open window, you can see you're being compositing that particular material into some section and then allowing it to decompose. And then second one, if you talk about the mechanical section, you can use the hammers and all within a sufficient ample amount of time. Salvaging, that is, we need to recover and recycle. Resources recovery is the process of taking useful discarded items from a specific area, right? These discarded items are then processed or extracted to recover material and then convert into energy forms like heat energy, electrical energy, or you can be in the form of fuel as well. Recycling is one of the process of converting waste product into a new one, or you can see consumption and reuse of the freshly raw material is reduced. Materials such as metals, glass, rags, certain types of plastics, and so on can be slaved, salvaged, recycled, and reused. Plasma gasification could be new. During this treatment, solid waste by plasma, the waste is molecular bond are being broken down, and as a result, the intense heat in the vessels and electrical components get bifurcated. This form of waste disposal provides renewable energy and a assorted of other fantastic benefits. Coming to the last but not the least method to avoid solid waste, it could be avoiding or reducing the waste minimization, creation of waste material, thereby reducing the amount of waste which we are going to throw under landfills. Waste reduction can be done through recycling old materials like jar, bags, repairing broken items instead of buying new one, avoiding use of disposal products like plastic bags, reusing second-hand items, and buying items that are less designing, right? These are the references if you want to go. That's all for today's lecture. Thank you.